Good morning, children. Today we are continuing the chapter A Letter to God. In the last class, we saw the farmer Lencho who expected a rain shower to nourish his cornfield. He was confident that his harvest is going to yield him huge profit just like it does every year. To his utmost excitement, rainfall did happen, but sooner it turned into a hailstorm, destroying his entire field. Lencho became disappointed as everything went against his plan. Though we stopped in the last class, and today we are moving to the next section of the story. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope: help from God. Don't be so upset. Even though this seems like total loss, remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. Even after everything had gone wrong, the family still had hope. They had faith in God. Though nothing was left, they are trying to support each other to strengthen themselves by recalling a saying. There's a saying which assures that no one dies of hunger, no one dies of starvation. God is there to help us. So they say to each other to console each other. All through the night, Lencho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. So throughout that night, he thought only about God. He firmly believes that God is there to help him. God sees everything. That's how he is studied. He has studied. He has been instructed in his childhood days that God sees everything. Such a strong faith or such a strong belief is there in his mind. So that's why he decided something. Lencho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. Lencho was an ox of a man here denote hard-working man. So even though Lencho was a hard-working farmer, he was only a farmer, he knew how to write. So what he does, the following Sunday at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. So the next Sunday, he wrote a letter. He himself wrote a letter and he himself carried that to the town and placed it in the mail post box. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So to whom that letter was? It was a letter which Lencho wrote to God. God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. So by introducing God, he started, God, dear God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. And he just got to do something. Look at the next line. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. And he continues and he's just explaining what's the thing happened. You might have seen a word peso here. Peso means a currency of several Latin American countries. Really, it's a basic monetary unit in different country. It is different. In India, the monetary unit is rupees. So like that, it is in Latin America, it is peso. So how much he asked to God? He needs 100 pesos. For what it is? To sow his field again and to live until the crop comes, till the next harvest. He should meet the needs of his family. So in order to live till that, he needs 100 pesos. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside, and still troubled went to town. So really we should write the address above the envelope, on the envelope. So here he is writing the address as God. To the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter. So in order to get the letter, really while we send a letter to someone, we should place a stamp. We should use stamp above the or on the envelope, on the envelope. So he does the same and dropped it in the mailbox. His strong or his firm belief that the letter is going to be reached in the coming days. It is seen in all these states. One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. One of the employees, really the post people, that means the postman will be taking the letters from the mailbox, isn't it? So he took the letter from the mailbox and gave it to whom? The boss, really the boss of a post office means postmaster. So he gave that letter to the postmaster by laughing out heartily. By laughing out, he is giving that letter to the postmaster because in his life he hadn't seen such an address. Now we are seeing a postmaster, the next character in our story. The postmaster, a fat, amiable means friendly and pleasant. A fat, amiable fellow also broke out laughing. So at first, just immediately by seeing that letter, he also started laughing. But almost immediately, he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk, commented. At first, when he saw that letter, he also joined laughing. He also laughed out. But later, he placed the letter on the desk and commented, what's the thing, he said. What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter. Starting up a correspondence with God. So, at first he laughed, but later he thought, what a faith this man, the person who wrote this letter, have towards God, on God. He is starting to make a correspondence. He is starting to make a relationship, a direct relationship with God. He is trying to converse with God. He is trying to share his problems directly with God. What a faith it is. What a strong faith he has towards God. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. So he understood the strong faith of the writer, that means Lancho. So, what he decided, he thought he shouldn't break that faith of the person who wrote the letter. So, he is deciding to do something. Answer the letter. He thought that he should give an answer to that letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink, and paper. So he thought to open that letter. He thought to give an answer to that letter. So he opened it. But when he opened it, he understood that just an answer is not enough for this letter. More than goodwill, more than good mind, ink, and paper, something is needed. What's that something? What's the thing Lancho asked through this letter? 100 pesos. He understood that in order to answer this letter, he should have 100 pesos. But he stuck to his decision. He decided to answer the letter. Why he decided to answer the letter? In order not to break the faith of the person who wrote it, isn't it? So he was stuck in that resolution. He had strongly taken such a decision that he will answer. So he is trying to do something. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. So he is trying to collect amount from his employees, other employees in the post office. He himself contributed a part of his salary, and some other friends of him also were ready to give some amount for this act of charity. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lancho and with a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. He was not able to collect 100 pesos. Even though he tried his level best, he couldn't get that much amount, but he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half, that means more than 50. He put that money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, so and Lencho's address was there on that cover, so on that envelope. So he wrote that letter to Lencho by addressing himself as God, this with the signature of God. Questions are here. Who or what did Lencho have faith in? What did he do? Who read the letter? What did the postman do then? Try to find answer for this. Along with this video, down the video, not along with the video, down the video, I'll be posting the answers of these questions too. Now we are continuing the chapter. The following Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. So last Sunday he wrote the letter to God, isn't it? The next Sunday he is coming to the post office to enquire for a letter. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. So, who gave the letter to Lencho? The postman. He himself handed over or gave that letter to Lencho. At that time, where our postmaster who did all this was sitting, he was just sitting very near that. He was having such a satisfaction, such a contentment in his mind that, oh, I had done something great, had done something good for this man. With such a satisfaction in his mind, he sat near that postman, seeing all these. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. But there was no surprise on the face of Lencho, because he was sure that while he writes a letter, he should get the answer for it. That's why he came to post office to collect the letter, isn't it? So there was not even a slight surprise seen on his face. Such was his confidence. That much confident he was. But he became angry when he counted the money. But when he opened the envelope, counted the money, he became angry. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. Really, what's the amount he requested? 100 pesos. But why God made such a mistake? No, God won't make such mistake. God can't deny the amount he asked, the help he asked. So that's why he became angry. Why this happened? How this happened? Only this much amount, not 100 pesos. That was the problem now. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. He was so angry, and what he does now, he became so angry and he is asking for a paper and ink, paper and pen. On the public writing table, he started to write. Sitting near the writing table, he started to write a letter with much wrinkling on his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. So, by making wrinklings on his brow, he's taking much effort to bring out all the ideas he wants to say to God. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow on his fist. So, after writing the letter, he bought a stamp from the counter and he fixed it above the envelope and posted it. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. So, by seeing that letter written by Lencho, he was so much curious to know what's there inside. It said, now we are reading the lines written by Lencho. God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lencho. So what he said? Dear God, I received the amount, but only 70 pesos reached me, not 100. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. Rest of the amount should be sent soon because I need it very much. And don't send it to me through the mail. Don't send it through the post office. Don't send it through the letter. Because what's the reason? The post office employees are a bunch of crooks. The people in the post office are crooks. Crooks means cheats. The people in the post office are cheats. They will cheat me. They will take the amount again. I won't get the complete amount. So don't send the letter again or don't send the money again through the post office. You might have understood the story. Really, the lesson shows three things. What's the first thing? Lencho's firm faith in God. Lencho was that much confident that he'll receive the letter or God will help him. Such a firm faith of an innocent man is being explained or given here. What's the second thing? The utter innocence of a farmer. The innocence of that farmer, that ordinary man. That's the second thing. And third, very important, what's that? Thirdly, a message that really a message is being given through this. What's that? Sometimes even your generosity is not recognized. Sometimes we'll be so generous towards others. Sometimes we'll be trying to help others, but nobody will recognize it. Sometimes other people won't recognize it, but I'm sure that God will see everything and He'll give all His blessings to us. The story is really a satire trying to tackle a reality which exists in the society. Really, these kind of realities are happening in our society. But do remember a fact. We should have to remember this, children. Whatever troubles you encounter, whatever troubles we face, always believe in God. He will always carry you and never leave you. God's blessings will always be with us. We should have strong faith in God always. Thank you.